but who was going to associate with somebody at the table. So my roommate said, I want you to meet my brother. They were from Griffin, Georgia. And I said, all right, because it didn't make any difference to me. I didn't even know one guy from the other, but it was just nice to have a boyfriend, something I never had. So he came that Saturday. On Saturday evening, on Sunday evening, the boys and girls exchanged and went to the table of their girlfriend. But they could not, we all had to stand until the grace has been said. So at this particular time, she looked around, she said, he's coming, he's coming. So he came and he stood up beside me. And she said, Amelia, this is my brother, Samuel. I think she just gave me his first name. This is my brother, Samuel. I said, hello, I'm glad to meet you. And he said hello back with a gross voice, didn't even smile or anything. And after the grace was said, he said, I'm glad to meet you. And I looked around, down the end of the dining hall that held around 3,000 people.
Oh, wow.
To his girlfriend. And here I was standing up there, and the folk at the table started laughing. Oh, he left you. I said, he had a right to do what he wanted to do. I didn't feel embarrassed. I didn't have sense enough to feel embarrassed. But that was the end of that. We happened to go to socials that he would have his girlfriend, I would have my boyfriend or friend, and we would be among the others. But I hardly remembered having seen him, as I had talked several times with the girl that he was with. And he graduated and went on. I graduated the next year. And then I taught at St. Mary's, Georgia, which was a wonderful experience that I'll never forget. When I taught there, I was fired.
Oh, no. And
I was fired because I tried to put Tuskegee into this little school that had 8 teachers. I just thought there were so many things that they didn't have. This was a Rosenwald school. And I thought that there were so many things like a basketball court, a tennis court. And I was in athletics at Tuskegee. I sang in the choir, I played basketball, I played volleyball. So I thought these children in this little school should have the same thing. And the reason he fired me was because I was an outsider. There were 8 teachers, and I was the only one who was not a relative of the principal of the school. And once per month, or once every quarter, must have been once a month, they would have Teachers Association, which was maybe in that region, all of the teachers would come together, and they would, whoever it was, would discuss whatever it was to have been discussed. And at the end, he said, now, is it anything anybody would like to say? If you do, stand up, give your name. All of these are teachers, around 200 of them. Give your name, who the principal is, and what do you do? I raised my hand. I would like to have something to say. My name is Amelia Platts, and I am teaching at St. Mary's School, and the students are just wonderful, and they were beautiful. But I don't get any cooperation from the principal nor the teachers. And he didn't say anything. He didn't comment after that. But Monday, that was on Saturday. on Monday morning, when I was teaching the students, the principal came in my room. He said, Miss Platts, why did you say what you did? Because you knew it's true. You know you don't cooperate with me. I had to have somebody on the outside to put up a pole for the basketball. I had to have somebody to clean out the place with the kids. Kids raised the money, but I had to supervise it. And whenever anybody came to the school, they would say, look what your principal has done. He's given you a basketball court. He's given you a volleyball court. He's cleaned around here. And the children would get mad. You know, he didn't do anything. Miss Platts, he's taking the credit. So that Monday morning, with these people having come in from the time I got there until I left, he said, Miss Platts, why is it you said what you said? Because you know it was true. You know you didn't do anything. Miss Platts, you are fired.
In front of your children that you're teaching?
Yeah.
Oh, my.
I don't care. I said, and of course I left. But it taught me a whole lot. And I was telling my mother about it. She said, you know one thing? You were a stupid, crazy little girl. She said, you could have said the same thing in a different way. And I realized that. So if I didn't learn anything else in that particular thing, I learned that use diplomacy in whatever you say, because that's what I could have done. And I imagine with her doing a lot of public speaking, she knew how to turn things around. But that, going back to my first husband, when I was told, when I accepted the job of home demonstration agent by the United States Department of Agriculture, on April the 1st, I came into Alabama. And when I came to Alabama, they had me to stop in Montgomery. And there's where I again saw my sister-in-law, who was, before that, my roommate. And she was telling me about the work and how you have the whole county. Mm-hmm. And I'd have to work with the women and the girls. So then she incidentally said, and you know, the county agent is my brother. I said, is that so? So they took me on down to Selma, Alabama. They had a room in a home because you couldn't do like the kids do now, have apartments. Right. And I liked it. I liked everything. I liked being fired because perhaps I would not have been where I am now. Right. And I met him. He and one of the agents came up where I stayed and met me. Mm-hmm. And I didn't say anything about having met him, and he didn't say anything. I don't think we ever discussed that. And that's the truth. I don't think we ever discussed it. But I worked with the women, and it was wonderful because I like to do things with hammers and saws, and in the homes where people lived were the same homes that the plantation, that the slaves were brought and placed in there. They didn't have any weatherboarding or anything like that in the house. They only had, I guess you call it, the outside. Oh. The weatherboarding on the outside, but no walls on the inside. And they had not been taught how to scientifically take care of their children, nor to raise the children, nor to take care of the baby, or how to prepare food, how to make clothing for the children. All of these things I taught.